Good afternoon, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, everything, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the Master of the Spirit has for us this Saturday. Where am I at? Sunday afternoon, or whenever you happen to see this. You know, your third eye is open. Hey, sis, your third eye is open, and you predicted the future, and you were spot on. You couldn't get more spot on had you tried. You were spot on. And not just that, but your karmics, the people that were against you, the people that said you didn't know what you was talking about, their ancestors have turned their back on them. They don't want anything to do with them. They are now unprotected. Hey, Sagittarius goddess. Bottom of the deck. You're an earth angel. It's like I just heard you've been here before. So you know what time it is. You know what's about to go down. Like I said, you've been here before. You know a witch when you see a witch. Like I said, you told your karmics what was about to happen, and you were spot on. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be you were talking to your karmics. You were talking to somebody about something that they couldn't see, but you could see, because your compass was pointed in the right direction. You was spot on. Hey, Ayana. See, somebody thought that you was going to martyr yourself, or somebody tried to do too much, but that came to a sad end. Hey, K Hypsee. And now, whatever you said, it is ringing true. You know, now you have a lot of people's attention because you said it in no uncertain terms. See, somebody was looking at how somebody else looked, what they appeared to be. And they looked nice. They appeared to be well put together, but when you got to know them, you saw that they was a wise guy. Hey, LP. And now this is why somebody's getting karma. They are learning something very important. That you saw it for what it is. You saw somebody for who they are. You saw this whole situation for what it is. I'm feeling like you said this is going to happen. Watch this. Somebody's going to try and do this. And they said, no. You don't know what you're talking about, but you knew all of it. Now somebody wants forgiveness. They want to come up and they want to make you a promise like I'll never doubt you again, because this person is now going through hardship. Something that they worked on, something that they worked hard for. It's been taken away. Somebody wants to come to you. They want to visit you, or they feel like that, they want you to visit them. Something about some type of visitation. And this could be their ancestors visiting them. But their ancestors are so disappointed in them. They are so disappointed right now because they feel like this person was being immature, like they was just playing around. They wasn't taking life seriously, or they weren't taking you seriously. What you had to say. Hey, Shaylin, you knew the backstory. You knew that somebody was going to try and control the whole situation, like somebody was going to play somebody else like a puppet on a string. You knew this and you spoke about it because you wanted to help protect that person. But see, that person was still immature. They was immature. It doesn't make a difference how old they were. They was just immature in the mind. Now somebody is like they're kind of at a different location. They're almost trying to hide out somewhere because they're too chicken to really say something. They're too chicken to really, confront somebody about their bad behavior. Because somebody got over on somebody else, but you told them this is going to happen. But they haven't built up that courage, that inner fortitude, that strength to confront that person. So they want to come to you. They want to come to you because they know that they feel that you would have their back. They feel that you would stand up for them because you know what? They know who you are now. They understand, about the role that you play in their life. They feel like they can come to you and you would have their back. Hey, Red Violet. Yeah, because you've never been afraid to be you, especially when it comes to this tribe. You've always stood out on your own. You've never been afraid to be you, to tell people how it is. You this, you that, you this. You've always kept it 100. And this time it's no different. Somebody's realizing after some time everything that you said is true. Now somebody realizes that you do sit on the spirit. Sit on a spiritual throne. That you are on the right hand side of God. And like I said, somebody they're afraid to confront someone else, but they know that you will tell this person exactly how you feel. I feel like the person that took advantage of somebody, they don't think that you can see them. They didn't think that you could ever see them. They thought that they was that smooth operator, but they're not. They thought that they had this award-winning personality, like they was just so smooth and so kind, like they was just like so. I tried to appear peaceful, but you saw who that motherfucker was. You saw them for who that was, and you knew what they was about. You knew what they would try to do. You knew what they was doing on purpose. This is why you disconnected yourself from that motherfucker. Hey, High Priestess. See, this person thought that they was perfect. This wise guy thought that they was perfect. Thought that however they acted like they was perfect. But you was not impressed at all. You wasn't impressed at all with that motherfucker. You was like, no, because you saw this person for who they really was. Your perception of them was on point. You knew that somebody would always cause problems. They always wanted to be in competition. They always wanted to do this and do that. But see, they thought that, because they tried to appear like they were very religious, and very optimistic, like you wouldn't be able to pinpoint who they were. You knew. You had to survive some bullshit that this person had put you through, and this is supposed to have been somebody that was connected to you. Y'all was this could have been like a sister or a brother or a cousin or somebody that you were supposed to be that like a kindred spirit with. This was supposed to have been somebody that was supposed to have been there to help you in life, but they wasn't. This is somebody you had to defend yourself against, because this is somebody who tried to take you down, who purposely tried to use and abuse and misuse you. And you knew what their objective was. See, you told this person that got used. You said, hey, you know what? Now that this person that got used is thinking about it, is remembering, is using their noggin. They remember a time whenever you spoke up against it before. You was like, hey, yo, what's up? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to do that? That ain't right. Like why are you doing this? Where's your what you putting into it? And they were like, did you notice that? Oh, well, I didn't mean to. You had already spoken up about that, but see, somebody was asleep. They wasn't paying attention, and that's why that ass got used. Somebody thought that this shit didn't stink, but their shit stank a lot. And they was always trying to bring conflict your way. Hey, J Mike. You took your space. Because you know what? You knew that somebody was like this person that got taken advantage of. You knew they was very vain, because they was allowing people just to big them up. Oh, Hercules. They was allowing people to big them up to get it so that their head would just blow up, fill up with all this hot air, helium, whatever, so that they couldn't hear what the fuck you was trying to tell them. Hey, Patrick, how are you? But now they hear it. See, they allowed somebody else, like I said, they allowed somebody else to big them up. Like they felt like, oh, this person is so nice. They're always hospitable and everything. But you was smarter than that. You was like, don't look at the outside of the person. Look at what they got on the inside. That's why you had to leave somebody. Leave them sitting right where they was. If they want to be there, be there. But you know what? You knew that you was a leader. You was trying to get somebody on the right way. But they couldn't see that here they are playing around with the dark energy, playing around with somebody, that was addicted to pills. Something that somebody was addicted to prescription pills. I'm feeling. And yeah, I feel like they was addicted to prescription pills, which had them always out of their mind. And even though and it's like somebody was like, well, if they can't smell it, as opposed to if they smoking, Zaza, something like that, or they didn't want to drink alcohol, because those are easily detected. But if they on these prescription pills, nobody would really know, because they could hide those. But still, somebody allowed themselves to be used by somebody that has some for real issues. This is somebody who placed a lot of value in things and needed to use people to get more pills, to pay their bills, to look like they had the lifestyle that they wanted. This is somebody that used people. and you tried to save somebody. You tried to tell somebody. But that person, they just looked at you like, they was sitting on the other side looking at you like, yeah, okay, yeah, you don't know what you talking about. And they was making a joke out of you. They was laughing, but the shit ain't funny anymore. Hey, Shelly, how are you? The shit ain't funny anymore. Somebody misses the love that you gave to them. And now they want to listen to this message, and they probably replaying messages that you said to them or that you sent to them. Hey, blop, blop. How are you? 638. But the messages that you said to them was that this person was full of drama and was had demons, had demons in them, around them. They prayed to demons. Somebody they didn't want to listen, but they're listening now. And before, you was made out to be the one that was bringing the conflict, the chaos, but now somebody's seeing that you was the innocent one, and that you've always been the innocent one. You've always been that person that was of service to others. It's not like you was even trying to tell somebody to start no shit. You was trying to help somebody. You was trying to help somebody to take care of themselves. But now this person had to learn a valuable lesson. You was even being a teacher, but this person wanted to learn that hard ass lesson. And trust me, they did, because they got snaked by the snake. And then this snake sat back and is watching. Not trying to help, not trying to do anything. And watching the person that got taken advantage of today try to take care of themselves, trying to see how they gonna figure this shit out, trying to see what can I do to make sure that I have enough money to pay my bills, because they already gave all their shit away. They feel a big hit in their life, all because they didn't want to hear what you had to say. See, that snake, they kept pushing things forward. They was very creative when it came to trying to snake somebody. Hey, Terry, Bumblebee, how are you, sweetie? They was very creative. And no matter what they did, you could always see through it. You told this person their shit was about to change. And when it changed, this person was thinking of what you said. That's all they could think about, was what you had already told them. And then they had the nerve to say, oh, you burnt bread on me. No, nobody burnt bread on you. We warned you. We told you. We prophesied, but you laughed. See, somebody didn't realize that you was in your purpose. They didn't realize that you had already been down that road before with this same person, with this same group. So you remember that person and how privileged that person felt like they could just take anything. You had even told them about how this privileged motherfucker came trying into your place, into your space, trying to take something from you. But did they listen? They acted like you didn't know what you was talking about. That's why you had to leave them sitting right there. Give it time. That's why you just went off and had to take your piece, so that they could understand what this player and all the games that this player was trying to play was talking about. Now somebody's sitting here and they wondering, oh, Shit is clicking now. Why you go to the beat of your own drum? Why you ain't trying to why you wasn't trying to be around those people? Why you was, doing your own thing? Why you said, oh, okay. Huh, okay. Now see, somebody is haunted because you tried to tell them, but they refuse to listen. And so they're coming to you with this expectation for you to jump in, for you to save them, for you to come in and help me fight. Especially because they know that their own ancestors, their own spirit guides that would normally step in, they vowed to do nothing. Not a damn thing. Hey, OI May, how are you? Not a damn thing. They feel very unprotected. They feel like they don't know how they're going to get out of this. They don't know what they're going to do. And that's why they feel haunted, because you sat there and you broke it down to them. You told them exactly what somebody was going to do. You told them exactly where they was going to be. You said this person going to take all your money. And they're not going to stop until you completely broke. Until you broke, busted, and disgusted. This person's not going to stop until you homeless. But see, they didn't think that you knew what you was talking about. You knew what you was talking about. This person had tried you before. You told somebody, you gave them this message out of love. But see, because you like I said, you remember. But see, this person gonna sit here and talk about you was the one that was bringing drama. That's why you was like, okay, no problem. Psst, enough said. All because this person was too scared to disconnect from this group. Feeling like, well, if I'm not part of the group and I'm an outcast, then what's gonna happen? You're gonna be okay. You're gonna have your money. Your life is gonna be good. You're gonna be at peace. You're gonna be happy. But you're not gonna be broke, busted, and fucking disgusted. But see, now somebody's ready to change because they ain't got shit else. Hey, Robert. They ain't got a damn thing left. And like I said, their ancestors, it's like they ain't coming in to help. They ain't doing a damn thing because they feel like, yo, we sent somebody here to tell you, they told you, and you still refuse to listen? They said, okay. Well, you going to go on do your own little thing then. Hey, Crystal Healing Self-Love, how are you? Go on do your own little thing. See? And you just, something about home. It could be this person's home has been affected. Somebody had lied on you and you wasn't even there to protect yourself. But because somebody looked like they had money, somebody decided and looked like that they was an upstanding citizen, they listened. But see, they didn't realize that that person was trying to single you out, make it seem like you was the cause of some problems because somebody else has some dark entity attached to them. Like I said, somebody has some addictions and they also had some expectations. They wanted somebody to sit in this seat, and while they sitting in that seat, they're like, okay, I got some expectations. I'm gonna need you to give me that money. I'm going to need you to do this. I'm going to need you to do that. Hey, Beatrice, how are you, sweetie? I'm glad that you're here. Yeah. You know, sometimes, you know, it does a person good if somebody says something instead of you just sitting there, poppycock, go on, get away from me. Instead of bucking at what somebody, some information somebody got to tell you, take some time to actually think about it. Look at the information. See if you can remember something that was kind of similar. That way you can put two and two together to come up with four. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. And they should have been smarter than this. But they weren't. They should have been smarter than this to know that, you know what, I have to put myself first. They should have said, you know what, somebody is just trying to create these certain situations and scenarios to try and get some money because they want some more things. Because they feel like I need to pay their light bill, their water bill, their gas bill, their car note, they rent, they this, they that. See, and they was trying to make it seem like you talking about you being the whole earth angel. It was like, don't listen to collective. You know, we just laugh at collective and let them think whatever they want to think. Yeah, exactly. I bet the fuck they do, especially whenever they sitting here planning on you, plotting on you. You know, a whole witch, a vain witch at that. Somebody that thought that they shit just didn't stink. In fact, this is somebody that was trying to keep somebody else drunk. This could have been somebody that got lies never stuck, got somebody else popping pills. Take one of these, sugar. You'll forget your problems. Hey, Anna, how are you? You know, they was trying to make it seem like you was out of your mind. Like they was just entertaining you. We entertain collective, not knowing that that person was really trying to bring them some conflict and didn't give a shit. They knew what their objective was. And it was to bring somebody down. Like I said, somebody was trying to get somebody else addicted to something so that they could have some type of hardship in their life. They didn't give a shit. Now somebody, like I said, that they home could be affected. It could be like they received an eviction notice or foreclosure notice. You know? And now they trying to figure out what's going to happen to me. And them same people, that same person, where that person at now since they're going through this hardship? That person is like gone. They ain't answering their phone. They ain't responding to text messages. They ain't responding to emails. That person is gone. That's why someone's ancestors said, we ain't doing shit else, because when we told you which way to go, you went the opposite way. You went in the opposite direction. Now somebody wants to forgiveness. Now they want to explore getting on the good foot, going in the right direction. Now that they understand that they did too much, they martyred themselves. They thought they was being helpful. Like a leader is somebody that's being helpful, but a wise guy wants someone to martyr themselves, to do too damn much, to bend over all the way backwards. This is why somebody is getting this karma. This is why justice is playing out, because you told them what was going to happen, and that prophecy is being fulfilled. This person has to realize that you was on your purpose and you was there to save them, to help them. And what you had to say was very important to them. And what you had to say was a message that came from God. You wasn't sitting there saying it, trying to get in the middle, trying to start no shit. Somebody trying to start shit, don't sit there. Is not going to sit there and say, "Well, you maybe, hey, don't listen to that person. Think, use your own mind, use your own brain. Hey, I've been through that before, or this person, whatever this person's saying don't make sense. Think about it now, you know. Somebody should have listened. Somebody not just listened; they should have heard what you were saying. But hey, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't have to. You was still gonna be you. You was still gonna be you, do you, but you just gonna do it over there from afar. And like I said, it's not your fault that somebody was too afraid to stand alone, to make a stand and stand up for themselves. Sometimes people are so afraid that I don't want to be the only one over here and everybody else is over there because then it's going to look like something is wrong with me. Nope, it don't look like something is wrong with you. It look like people like, well, wait a minute. This person ain't fucking with them for a reason. Let me look at them. Anybody that's smart gonna know that if you standing by yourself, it's for a reason. They need to look at that group. What's the message, Spirit? There was this Facebook post that said, there's something about, as whenever you was kids, you and you saw that aunt or uncle that didn't fuck with the family, but as you got older, you started realizing why. It's one of those things. You as you got older, you realize why. Oh, okay, I see. Uncle Sherman didn't fuck with the family because of this. Our uncle, our aunt so-and-so didn't fuck with the family because of that. Oh, I see. It's not because somebody was thinking, they so weird. Don't nobody want to be around them? No. What's the message, Spirit? Hey, Ms. Mahogany Drag. What you say? Kool-Aid? Mm-hmm. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Anything else from this deck? Somebody need to go on and separate themselves to save themselves. That's what they need to do. Separate themselves to save themselves, because right now they don't know how this is going to end. If they keep it up, they don't know how this shit is going to fucking end. And they scared. They scared. They're looking at, what they have left, and what they lost. What else, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? And it's sad because, like I said, normally we can call on our archangels, our ancestors, our spirit guides to come save us. But even their spirit guides is like, keep our name out your mouth. Keep our name out your mouth, because when we sent somebody in, to tell you about this motherfucking wise guy. We sent somebody in who was on their purpose and could tell you the truth, but you chose to believe the wise guy. So somebody got to save themselves. They got to save themselves from all that bullshit that they just jumped in both feet, head first. Hey, Kenta, how are you? They got to save themselves. You know, it's like you can only repeat yourself so many times before you just like, okay, all right, confirmation. Yeah. Hierophant. Yep. Somebody, they feel like a fool for not listening to what you told them, knowing that you was speaking, you was coming to their on their behalf from the heavens, from God. God sent you to speak to them, and they ignored you. Now this person feel like a fool. Had they listened to you, they would have been happy. Had they followed their own intuition with the Ten of Cups and the High Priestess, they would have been happy. Their ancestors would have been happy because their ancestors would have known that they was listening to them. That's whenever they would have got out of this deception. They would have been able to clear cut themselves away from this deception. But instead, somebody want to sit here and go against you and welcome the devil. So this is why this person is having this hardship now. Now they want to get the message. Since some shit is coming back around. Now they want to get this message. You know how and they getting the message that something is over. And they, like I said, they are afraid. They may have to leave a place. Now they want to listen. Oh, damn, you told me. But see, whenever you was trying to be there for them, they didn't want you there. They want to believe the crowd. They want to believe the coven, whereas they should have used their discernment against the crowd. They should have figured out that, you know what, somebody was manipulating them. Somebody was doing this black magic, and somebody was there just to try and cause them some type of pain. They should have recognized that. But instead, they didn't want to see. They want to, whatever you had to offer, whatever you was talking about, they're going to put you on pause. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Gone. See ya. Thanks, but no thanks. Now they want to start over. Now they want to believe you. Now they want to ask for some forgiveness. But you told them what was getting ready to happen. You told them what that action was going to be against them. And see, this person, like I said, they wasn't strong. They didn't feel like they were strong enough to go. They didn't have the courage to follow your footsteps, to go on this path. Instead, they want to, well, I'm good. Oh, ain't nobody gonna pull the wool over my eyes. They was pulling the wool over there. They was pulling the wool over this person's eyes when you told them. So what the fuck was they actually talking about? They was being bamboozled whenever you told them you being bamboozled. What you say? Yeah, exactly. You better call Tyrone, and you can't use my phone. Exactly. You know, it's like, hey, you expect somebody to keep, hey, don't forget, I told you. Don't forget. Remember last week I told, no. At some point you was like, okay, never mind. You right. Forget I said anything. All because they wanted their money. They wanted their position. That devil wanted their money. That devil was not going to stop until they got that money. And that's why they're in this hardship. And the devil don't care. Devil don't give a damn. Yes, the devil will. Don't you feel bad? Because devil's like, fuck no. Shit. You want to be stupid? Be stupid. You had a whole earth angel come and tell you what I was about to do. But yet you wanted to be stupid and listen to me. So that's what you get. What else, Spirit? Boom is right. You know, anybody that's working for the devil, they don't care. Anybody that's on I'm telling you, I feel like somebody was on prescription drugs. They didn't want to get high any other way. They didn't want to be drunk. They didn't want to smoke jaja, nothing like that. They wanted to be on prescription drugs because then they felt like people would not be able to tell. And see, you getting justice because you was using your intuition whenever you told that person, you know, you had compassion for this person. You told this person, hey, put an end to this. Don't listen. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yet this person decided that they was going to make their own choice. And they made their own choice. This is why they having that hardship. Like I said, somebody getting a message. And they looking at you like, you know what? They should have listened to you. They would have had victory. They should have, ain't nothing worse, hey Stacks, ain't nothing worse, hey C-Bones, than sitting there after the fact, after somebody tried to tell you once, twice, 3 times, and then just said, okay, I'm going to let you find out the fat meat really is greasy. When you find out, damn, you mean whenever they was putting that big old piece of pork fat in the frying pan and all it did was melt down, that this is what they was talking about? Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. Somebody, and you gotta feel stupid when somebody go, damn, I should have listened. Somebody tried to tell me, damn, I should have. Something told me. Well, if something told you, why the fuck didn't you listen? If something told you, why the fuck didn't you listen? If something told you. But see, somebody thinking that they so busy trying to be in the in crowd. Guess what? The in crowd is losers. It's lonely at the top. You don't see, that's why there's so very few billionaires. Because if everybody was a billionaire, it'd be no big deal. There's a whole bunch of bums, There's a whole bunch of bums. Even in the spiritual realm, even whenever it comes to spiritual ranking, there's a whole bunch of little flying ass motherfucking monkeys, but there's not that many. There's only 144,000 of the chosen. Why you think it's like that? So if somebody's sitting here telling you to be cautious, to defend yourself, because they've been through this shit before, and you don't want to get stuck, then maybe you should explore what the fuck they talking about and look into it. Maybe you can see I see what they're talking about now. But no. You like it? We love it for you. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Yep. Now somebody curious. Now they can see what you was talking about after it's all too late. After everything that they worked for is crumbling the fuck down. Everything that blew up. Kablooey. Now they can see. Now they see that, you know what, they should have been using their discernment because you told them the truth. You told them the truth. But see, they was listening to somebody else who seemed like they were so nice. Listen to how this person is speaking. Was telling them to come on, you can come on over here and work with us. Come on, the water feels great. Jump in. Just, you don't have to put your toe in. Just dive in. They dive in, and it's this much water. They hit their head. Now they feel like a fool. They feel like a fool because they ain't listened to shit that you had to say. What's the message, Spirit? They ain't listen to shit you had to say. Now somebody, now it's like they hoping that you help them out, that you give them a gift, that you help them out with this, they like, well, can you help me out with this one-time gift? It'll really help me. It'll really make it so that I could do this. They wishing on this. They wishing on this, that you decide that, okay, let me go ahead. But you know what? That shit may be a fantasy. They don't know which way you go, because like I said, judgment was called. You told this person, hey, you know what? You want to save yourself? Save yourself by saving your money. Don't go that way. You thinking that you helping everybody else out? Yeah, that's just you just having these visions of being of grandeur. See, somebody was just after somebody's money, and they was thinking that somebody else would be so, I'm gonna be so happy if I get with the crowd. Okay. Get with the crowd then. All right. Let me know how to work out for you. Now they got to swallow their pride. Now they got to, like I said, it was funny till it wasn't funny. It was funny till it wasn't funny. And it ain't funny to them now. Especially whenever they thinking about they may have to move. They may have to go somewhere else, And they don't have a long time before they got to leave. This is 2 8s right here. 8 and 8. That's that karma that came back. And it came back on them quickly. Now somebody got to leave. And they don't know where they're going. They have no idea where they're going. And they upset. They're scared. Especially because they gave you their ass to kiss. The wrong one that they should have been talking about. Kiss my ass. They should have told that to the coven. Now they want you to stand up and say something. Say something to that devil, because they know that you're not afraid to. You don't fear the devil. Because you saw what somebody was trying to do behind the shadows. That they was going to be trying to steal this person's money. You saw it. You spoke about it. You told this person about it, and they still turned around and lost everything to this group. And like I said, somebody was bigging them up. They was like, Hercules. Now they don't feel like Hercules now. Now they feel like they foolish. This person thinking, you know what? They should have been strong enough. They should have had some inner courage and some strength to fight these battles, to say, you know what? I'm not going to take on this. I'm not going to take on all this extra weight. I don't know. I can't do all this. That's what they should have said. That way, they would have been saving themselves from feeling all this pain. They would have been exercising some caution. At least they would have been able to defend themselves. Instead of looking back on what they used to have, how they used to have their life was in balance. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, somebody need to work on their root chakra, their sacral chakra, and their solar plexus chakra. They also need to work on their third eye, their throat chakra, their crown chakra, hell, and their heart chakra. They need to work on all their chakras. They sure the hell do. They needed to have been open. They should have been asking their ancestors to open up all their chakras. Help them develop everything. Hey, Starseed. Exactly, K Hyphy. Hey, Platinum 777X. How are you? As opposed to sitting there acting like you could see with, I got 2 eyes and I got 20/20 vision. Oh, okay. Well, go on with your 20/20 vision. Hey, the soul archetype, how are you? Go on with your 2020 vision ass self then. See, had they used their asked their ancestors to guide them in the way, their ancestors would have been here right here. But instead, they allowed themselves to fall for the okie doke. They allowed themselves to be cursed, whereas they should have gone away from the curse. They should have, listened to what you were saying, because you was the chosen one. But instead, because had they listened to you, they would not have done this. They would not have done this. Had they even stopped for one moment to listen to you, they would have said, you know what? Maybe God is trying to tell me something. Maybe God is really trying to tell me something. But instead, this person feel like a fool when you was a whole earth angel sent here to help them. This person feel like a fool for collaborating with some people to help them to lose it all. Oh, well. Hey, Letitia, how are you, sweetie? Yep. Now that somebody want to come and they want to talk to you, they want to be so very diplomatic. This could be a King of Cups. And they want to tell you about how they had it all in their hands, and they wasn't balanced with what they was giving out. They allowed somebody to talk them out their drawers while they was walking in them. Because they thought that this was their family. But now they see somebody very clearly, not just somebody. They see these people, this couple very clearly, that those were the ones who they listened to, and those are the ones who lied to them. They see this couple very clearly now. They should have never listened to them. Never. Pride is a big pill to swallow. Shit. And they come right before their fall too. First, that ego get pumped up, then their pride and then whenever they got to swallow that pill, they're like, what? Oh, thank you so very much, K Hypsee. They like, this pill is this big. I can't even get it in my mouth. Devil says, stretch them lips out. Stretch that jaw out. You can get it in there. Shut up talking and swallow that. Because you're going to swallow this. Damn. What else, Spirit? What else? Do I see one flip? No. Anything else? Yep. Yeah, somebody feel like a fool for not following their discernment, for not looking at a whole situation, for not listening to what you had to say. They feel like a fool because you were speaking that good shit. You was telling them the truth. They feel foolish, and they can't blame anybody for this pain that they feeling except for themselves. They can't blame anybody. They can only blame themselves. Hey, Sia. Pride is like swallowing a bowling ball. It is. It is. Well, I hope they like bowling balls. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Something about, I guess, between the months of April and October. Something between the months of April and October. And this could be something that started 10 years ago, too. That's why I said you had to leave them to their own devices. You was like, okay, now this person is in panic mode. And they have to realize that you know what? And they was playing around with a two-faced fucker. Somebody that didn't give a shit about them. But see, this person realized they was playing with God. They wasn't playing with you. God told them to come to you. I mean, God told you to go to them and tell them. And you did. But see, this person realized that integrity is everything. And who they was dealing with had no integrity. All they had was these secrets. That was it. They was playing in the shadows. Something's getting ready to happen next year by either between February and August. So this year between April and October, and then next year between February and August. They don't know how you evaded their schemes, because somebody tried to take you there. Somebody already tried to take you there. That's how you knew. Hey, Addie, how are you? That's how you knew what to do, what to get the fuck away from. That's why you told this person, don't fall for it. Something about some internet trolls. They're looking at you. They trying to figure out what you saying, what you not saying, what you know, what you don't know. What else, Spirit? What else? Hey, Baby Yoda, how are you? What's the message? Hey, Black Moon Majesty, hello. Good. What you say, see, it's 2:25 a.m. there on a Monday? Okay, all right. Get you some sleep. And thank you so much for joining us when you could. Hey, Ryan Ravenclaw, how are you, sweetie? What's the message? What is the message? Yep, they don't want you to know that they're guilty. You already know. This ain't rocket science. They ain't fooling nobody. They fooled themselves thinking they was fooling you. You already know. Hey, Infinite One, how are you? Yes. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, you already knew that you already knew that they was karmic. That's why you was trying to help somebody. And see, this person has to finally grow a pair of nuts. They got to let those nuts drop, so that they can be able to stand up for themselves. And see, their karma came back as legal issues. Like I said, somebody may be getting evicted. Their house may be in foreclosure. They may be losing their car. They may have to go to child support court, something. Now this person realized they're looking like a whole clown, all because they thought that they was laughing at you. They was around some vain, negative, toxic, miserable ass motherfuckers. Like I said, they was laughing at you. They was laughing at you. Now, them same people that they was laughing at you with, they laughing at them. All because, like I said, you God's chosen. You are a chosen person. Yes, and you, confirmation, you left this toxic family or group. You left. That's why I said, they sitting there like, oh my gosh, well, well, if I'm by myself, they gonna look at me like I'm weird. Fuck what anybody else looking at you like. Fuck them. This is why this person is getting struck down. That's why everything that they worked so hard for is getting struck down. Like I said, the shit is falling down fast. Yep, something about could be the month of June. Yeah, something that has to do with June 10 years from now. And they threw obstacles in your way. Yeah, and then they had the nerve to act ignorant towards you after throwing obstacles in your way. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? But now they're going to rethink that strategy. Well, maybe I shouldn't. Yes, exactly. Maybe you should not. They're going to rethink that strategy. See, one thing they don't know about you, you always bounce back. And see, the lies are exposed. This is why this person is feeling so sick. Sicker than a damn dog. I'm telling you. You ever seen a dog get sick? They sicker than a damn dog. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? I saw that judgment card. Somebody's under judgment. And like I said, their ancestors is like, don't even look over here, motherfucker. Yeah, they learned the absolute truth about them. Their ancestors said, do not look over here. You know? Because we told you they were some grimy asses. I'm telling you, by September, somebody's going to be asking for some atonement. By the month of September. Yep. And then this is when you're going to find out about the secret lover or affair that somebody didn't have. Oh, well. Let's get ready to swing the pendulum. Then I'm going to get ready to, hey, Fort Keitham, how are you? Then I'm going to get ready to cook my dinner. And then I'll be back for another quick message. So think of your question that you want to know. All right. What's the answer, Spirit? What is the answer for the collective? Looks like it's a no. Looks like the answer today is a no. And it could be not now. But right now, it's a negative. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I love you all. I'm going to cook some chicken spaghetti for dinner. And I will see you soon. Bye now.